One of my favorite things about Alina Habba is the fact that she loves to talk a big game, right? She can go out there in the media and bully people. She can talk tough. She can do all these great and wonderful things in interviews, which for the record is why Donald Trump actually likes her. But here's the thing. She can't back it up. You know, if you're going to go out there and you're going to talk a big game in the media, and you're going to ruffle feathers and you're going to go out there and be a ball buster, you got to be able to back it up with your performance in court, right? I mean, she hasn't been able to do that. And that's why in an interview on Newsmax this week with Eric Bolling, Habba ended up making a complete and total fool of herself when she tried to intimidate E. Jean Carroll. Now, little backstory here. Carroll, of course, after she secured that massive verdict, in the defamation trial, she went on Rachel Maddow's show on MSNBC and she talked about, Rachel, you and I are going to go on a shopping spree and yeah, I'm going to buy a motorcycle for my lawyer. And the lawyer had to jump in and be like, she's kidding, by the way, we're not going to do that. But okay, she was excited. She was joking around. It's okay. But Habba, even though that took place over a week ago, finally decided to respond to it to Eric Bolling, and Habba said this. It was like being in an epic Twilight Zone where no rules were allowed but for the other side. And then she goes out there and gloats and says she's going to buy fronts and a wardrobe and a motorcycle and this and that. I want everyone to remember, and I said this in my closing argument to the jury, she's here to get a check, and after this she will continue. She didn't care, about the defamation. She didn't. She cared about the publicity. On appeal, those rulings will come up, the one-sidedness will come up, and we will prevail. My advice to her would be not to go ahead and purchase any motorcycles or penthouse apartments. See, what's funny about that to me is that, Alina, you've already screwed up the appeal. Even though Donald Trump's out there on social media begging lawyers to come and work for him because he doesn't want to use you. Of course, you're not an appellate lawyer, so, But you screwed up the trial so badly that legal experts have already said there's like nothing to appeal. You can't appeal to any of the evidence that was brought. You can't appeal to any of the exhibits. You screwed up on your filing for a mistrial because you waited too long to do it. You screwed up every step of the way, so there's nothing you can appeal. You can't just, and I hope people understand this because it drives me crazy. You can't just appeal a jury verdict or a court decision because you don't like it. That's not what appeals are for. Appeals are for, listen, this was wrong in the trial. This went wrong. There was a weird thing here that would have changed the outcome. You have to be able to show that something happened during the trial that would likely result in a different outcome. Whether it's behavior of a juror, behavior of the judge, things like that. You don't have any of that. Or, evidence being dismissed or evidence not being allowed or evidence introduced incorrectly on the other side. None of that happened. None of it. Because Alina Habba screwed things up that bad. So she can appeal it if she wants. Of course, if she does, Donald Trump has to put that amount of money aside in an escrow account held by the courts. So he's got to have $88 million sitting in a bank account, which he probably doesn't have, which is why technically the appeal has not been filed yet. But if he wants to appeal it, he's got to put the $88 million away. And even then, it's probably going to be dismissed without ever being heard because Habba screwed things up so badly for him. So talk your big game in the media, Alina, all you want, because we all know you can't back it up in court. Well, folks, we have crossed that 1 million subscriber milestone, but rest assured, we are just getting started here at Ring of Fire. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and make sure to like, share, and comment on the videos.